everybody, welcome back to the Claremont Classic Garage. We finally managed to get our Ram 3500 dually into the shop here, and today we're going to get going at it. It's pretty tight in here, but it gets in and it gets it out of the cold, you know. I was thinking of bringing it in this bay, which is a lot wider, but it's shorter. So the problem would be I could get it in here and get the doors open, but it'd be really hard to work on. So what I decided to do was bring it in this bay, and what I can do is in the daytime when I come out to work, it's wintertime, so only the Kubota snowplow sits in here. I can pull it forward, do what I gotta do, and then I can back it up and put the Kubota back, or I could turn it around and stick the back in and work on the back. You get the picture. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're going to do just right now what it needs to get a safety certificate and get on the road properly and legally. So we're going to be proceeding with that work. And basically, you can see there, tires. It's got some electrical issue. I'm pretty sure it's just the batteries. We also need to do the brakes, a little bit of front end work, and just go around generally and fix up, you know, stuff like this that needs fixing, and get it so it'll pass safety, and we're on the road. These tires, you can see here, we went with an all-terrain. They've got the Sipes. They're winter, where's that thing here? They've got that special there. So they've got the mountain symbol for winter rated, and they're mud and snow rated. And I did check for Canadian Tire house brand tires. They've got great reviews. People love them in the mud and the snow and the ice, so that's what we decided to go with, and they were on sale. As far as wheels, the wheels on the truck are the original ones. They're rusty and crusty. I was able to go over to the dealer and got a real good deal on 6 brand new wheels, just over $100 each a piece. I still can't figure that out. That's in Canada. In the United States, these same wheels are $4.50 American a pop. But they do come with a nice baked on argent silver finish, and they come in a box. These ones come black, E-coated, open stock. But that's fine. Good enough for me. The only thing I could figure with this whole deal is that in Canada, Chrysler, Mopar, whatever you want to call it, they want to get in on this big, huge winter tire market that we have in this country. And in order for them to be competitive, they can't be selling wheels for $450 each, because they're $99 each at Canadian Tire. That's the only thing I can figure. On our 1500, it was the same thing. I got factory assembly line winter. I only bought one for the spare, and it was the same price as the black ones that rust, you know, that you get at these tire places. So anyway, don't ask me. That's my view on that. You can see here the back seat is filled up level with the headrest with parts. On this side is batteries and all the brake rotors. Over here we've got all the smaller stuff and all the fluids. That's another thing we're going to do, front to back. Every fluid new, all synthetic stuff, and we'll never have to worry about it again. And under the hood here, we're going to do, first thing I'm going to do is a full pressure wash. I'm going to go in here. We're going to do a valve adjustment on it. We're going to change the crankcase ventilation filter. I got to change this cowl, this piece of cowl insulation that Squirrel ate. We're going to get rid of stuff like this, like these old air horns and all this stuff that does who knows what. I would assume one of them is for the, I'm guessing these are both for the trailer. One would be for the brakes and the other would be for the charge circuit. But anyway, we're going to go over all that and see what's what. Also down the front here, we're going to do a water pump, a belt kit, so the idler pulley, the tensioner pulley, all the hoses, and filters, air filter, fuel filter, oil filter, all that stuff. Just for peace of mind, we're going to get this thing back in a ready to run state. These things too, I found out these things are no good. These things, they'll seem okay, but when it gets cold, they'll stop working. And last night outside, when the hood came down on my head, I realized they don't work. So I'll probably be able to score, I bet you, a brand new pair off a wreck at the wrecking yard. So we'll check that out. And then once we get through that hurdle of getting it, you know, on the road legally and all that stuff, we'll start with little projects on it. Some of the things I want to do is an exhaust brake, because I've become enamored with the exhaust brake on my 4th gen. I really like that. I want to have an exhaust brake on this one. I don't think I had visions of grandeur of hiding a winch in the front bumper, but it's really close to the intercooler and everything. So we'll see. If I find a clean bumper at the junkyard that I can carve up without wrecking my original one, I might grab it and see if I can make a bracket, because we've got that Ramsey winch over there that we bought at the auction, right? I love having a 4-wheel drive truck with a winch on it. I've got, for the back here, I've got a back rack for it. I just have to get the 3rd gen brackets, because I've got 4th gen brackets. I looked it up already. Apparently 3rd gen and 4th gen use the same back rack, just with different mounting hardware. So that'll be good. And because we've got the crossover toolbox, there's a different set of legs you need for your back rack for your toolbox. And I might trade this diamond plate toolbox for an expanded foam one that I've got up in the barn. We'll see how that plays out. We're going to hopefully do some lighting upgrades on this. And I would also like to upgrade the infotainment system in it. This basically just has an AM/FM radio with a cassette and CD. Pretty high tech for the day, but I like having my backup camera. So there's a couple of ways to go about that. We can convert the dash to accept a double DIN and put in a modern aftermarket head unit that will have inputs for a backup camera and the XM radio, and it'll be nav capable. So we can have all that stuff just like we have in our 4th gen. Also, there's companies now that make, even though these 3rd gens never came with a backup camera, there's companies that make a tailgate handle with the backup camera built into it, just like on the 4th gen. That's cool. Another way of doing it is getting an aftermarket navigation system, like, you know, a Garmin or something, and they usually have a plug-in in the back for your backup camera. Then I would have to run a portable XM receiver. We'll figure that all out as we go. Whatever we get a deal on will be what we end up using. Like everybody else that's got a common rail engine, I would like to upgrade the fuel delivery system with higher quality filtration and a good lift pump. We'll get to that in time. I wouldn't mind trying a tuner on this. Very mild, just something that's got a tow setting. Nothing crazy. Like, I don't need it to have 800 horsepower or anything like that. And maybe upgrade the onboard air. It's just got, right now, it's got like a little Canadian Tire compressor under the back seat that you run with a toggle switch to blow up the airbags. I wouldn't mind something a little more heavy duty with a tank. And then I may convert the airbags right now are run by, you run the compressor till they inflate, and there's a relief button. You can lower them back down to the pressure you want. There's a gauge in the dash for each airbag. I would like to maybe set it up like I've got my RV set up, with actual onboard air with an air tank, and put leveling valves on the air suspension so it's active. We'll see how that all plays out. Anyway, for now, we got to start with getting this thing road ready. This here is what happens when you've got your tailgate lowered and you back into the pin on your 5th wheel trailer. We'll have to see if we could fix that up. Otherwise, we'll just look for another tailgate. That's pretty mashed. Some of the upgrades already done to the truck, you can see there, it's got It's got a big auxiliary fuel tank. It's got the Reese fifth wheel, and it's a nice one. It's the one that tilts side to side. Nice fifth wheel. It's got, underneath, you can't see it. There's the, oh yeah, there's the gooseneck plate for it. It's got a nice, we call that a toolbox tonneau, because there's special length made to fit behind your toolbox. It's got these hooks here, the ones that flip up, little cargo tie downs. Could probably grab 2 more of them. They've got the name written on them, so. Hide a hook. Get 2 more of those for the other stake pockets. It's got the big class 4 hitch under the bumper, and there's some kind of big electrical connector here, but it's all green inside. That may be part of the reason our batteries are always going dead. I'll have to chase this all the way up to the front of the truck and unhook it, because I don't know what the heck it was for. It's got these nice tread plate running boards. I always like these on a dually. They make the, I don't know, they just kind of make the dually flares blend in with the truck a little bit more. It's also got these big aluminum mud flap things on the back. But you can see they're all rotted out, so we're gonna change those up to something else. It's got these things on that, although they protect the edge of the wheel lip, I hate them. I just don't like them. It's also got these put on it. Hopefully they'll come off. I think they're just on with 2-sided tape. If I have to, I'll just get a set of stock door handles at the wreckers and swap them out. Inside, you can see here, it's got a Prodigy brake controller. Here's our pyro gauge that doesn't work. It's got a nice 40-channel Cobra CB. Here's all the stuff that runs the airbags. And I blew both of them up to 10 PSI the other day, and you can see this, the left one is coming down, so it's got a leak. Like I said, I would like to change that to something like an active suspension system. What else it got in here? It's got a set of Husky floor liners. Looks like it's had a cover on the steering wheel for a long time, because the leather and everything is in really nice shape. I took the cover off when I got it, and I guess it had been on there quite some time. It's got, does it have the steering wheel audio controls? No, it doesn't. It's a little too old for that. I'll spend my whole life reaching behind the steering wheel to turn up the radio, and it's not there. What are you going to do? Man, there's something you won't find in the newer cars, eh? An actual lighter element. Another thing we'll have to deal with down the road is our cracked dash. It's not as bad, you know, as some of them get with the hunks hanging out of them and everything, but I did find out that this piece, I was worried that this was just the whole dash like it is, you know, in some of the other ones. But it's not. You can see there the joint, and this piece just comes off. So maybe we'll get lucky at the wreckers and find a good one. Also, I found out this truck has an outstanding recall for Takata airbag, passenger side. So that has to be dealt with. Once it's on the road, I'll take it up to the dealership. There was another outstanding recall on it, which was just the front steering linkage. Apparently these trucks, they revised the steering linkage. They call this a Y style, and they revised it to a T style. So if any trucks, third gens like this with the Y style steering went into the dealership and they had to do any front end work, they automatically upgraded them to the T style that's used on the fourth gens. Well, apparently they got some bad parts and the tie rods were breaking. So there was a recall. But it only affects trucks that have had the T-style steering put on them at the dealership, and this one still has its original Y-style steering. Even though it's all worn out, I have bought an aftermarket T-style setup for it with the Pitman arm and everything. We'll be putting that on. The more I look at this truck, the more I love it. Look at this. That's from the Rust Check or the Crown, whichever one you subscribe to. That they make these rubber things swell up, but honestly, these rubber things are probably what make the doors rot out. You're probably best off. In fact, I think on this truck, I'm just going to take these things off and chuck them. But I just can't believe this. Usually these doors are all rotted. The rockers are all rotted. Like, there's not even rust bubbles on these. It's spotless. Absolutely spotless. I just can't believe it. Lucky for me, I guess the people that had this truck decided to just send it to the auction rather than sell it privately, because they'd have got a lot more money for it than they did sending it to the auction if they'd have sold it private. But again, they'd have to deal with all the issues of selling it privately, especially these old Cummins trucks. You get a lot of interesting people contacting you and telling you you're stupid and your truck is worth half what you're asking for it. I went through that with my first gen. Anyway, it's here. It's ours. We're going to start fixing it, and she's going to be a beauty when she's done. So that's going to be a wrap on the parts and planning portion of the program here. I've got one more, my last load of stuff coming from Rock Auto today. I've got a few bits and pieces I got to get. They're actually, the best deal on them is on Amazon. And I've got one last little order from Rock Auto that I'm not going to put in till I go over the thing a little bit more and make sure there's no last little bits and pieces that I need. And then we're going to get to work and start fixing this thing. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and listening to me ramble on about this truck. I hope we've all got a better idea of what we're up against. And let's do this. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Can't wait to see you again. And until then, this is Kevin checking out from the Claremont Classic Garage. So long for now.